Hello, and welcome to the Angels Fall First Weapons Tier video. This video I said I was gonna make a while ago. It's high time I made it. I know those other videos got to make instead of a little video. So, start with this one real quick. Now, this is basically mostly my opinion. Got some input maybe from Discord and from other places on which one's better. Also observations from other people playing this game, clips from YouTube. But anyways, just the way I'm going to be grading them is how good they are for the role they fulfill, be it like a pistol or an anti-vehicle weapon, and a little bit on the aesthetics, and basically just how round they kind of feel. So, start with the non-faction weapons, the ones that are available on both sides. And we'll start with the sonic knife. Now, first thing is in the Wikipedia, it's going to be interactive wiki. This is listed in the ULA section. So, I think the AIA is supposed to have a fire blade, but I guess they just went to both people have knives, same knife, just to speed up the development, I guess. And since this is in every loadout, I'm going to put it into the category always include in loadouts, a category. It's just going to be in there. So now the upgrades, such as putting a fire effect on this, is rather expensive. But if you can afford it, go ahead and upgrade tonight. Coming up next is another thing listed under the ULA weapon, and that is the 5PH plasma pistol. Now, this is not in the game, it's still currently in development. I guess it's supposed to be like an energy weapon or a plasma undersling or something. Since it's not a game, it's probably one of the worst weapons there is, so I'm going to put this in the F category, as in blame Farseer. It's not even there, that's how poor it is. Coming up next is probably the best pistol in the game, the SM-54 Hand of God, or a Hog. This is basically a revolver that's a combination hand-to-hand. Apparently its drawback is the recoil makes it terrible at range, but this thing packs a punch. But this always includes loadouts. It's pistol, unless you're running agility spec with SMGs as your secondary, put this as your secondary. Or unless you got multi-tool, but you can put in your primary slot or sidearm slot easily. Next up is the YAS 13. Now, this is kind of a funny weapon. I personally don't like it, but I've seen other people use this to great effect. Can't out there kind of like murders me with this weapon. It's pretty good. It's kind of, if you look at my weapons overview videos, I'll link them in the description below. This one's kind of funny because it has like a 4-round burst, but also has like a 30-round magazine, so it doesn't quite fit. But it's gonna work. I'm gonna say if there's room for it in your budget, perfect. Next, we got another weapon that hasn't left the development table. It's the NFC Fast 180 Wolverine. I guess it's supposed to be a quick SMG that can like dump the magazine. It's not a game, so it's one of the worst ones. So blame Farseer. Now we go on to the first shotgun, the SGZ Special. This is basically the double-barreled shotgun. So double-barreled shotguns are really great, especially if you include incendiary ammo with these things. You will light someone on fire with the 2-round shot, or the 2-shot burst. So it's gonna go if there's room for it in the budget. Coming up next is the A420 Boxer. So this is kind of like a basic carbine. It's sort of like the rifles. The only difference is this doesn't have any undersling attachments on it, which is a real downside to this weapon. It's cheap on the budget requirements, not much more than SMG, but you can't also fit in the sidearm slot. It has to take a primary or secondary. I think you could use an undersling attachment, but I think that was like the reason why is that if you wanted to undersling, you got the faction rifles and of course every energy weapon there is. So I'll put this under C. Could use a buff. Coming up next is the SMG FKR. It's a good FKR, I guess. Good SMG, but I mean, I like it. It has the 4-round burst, the 3-round burst. It's basically just made for rapid fire. SMGs are really good, actually, in this game. Don't underestimate SMGs. So, if there's room in the budget, you should be able to take this. You should always afford it with gas 13, but you know, if you want to go for a little more rapid fire, put it in there. Next is basically a favorite, the Heavy NFC GU34. This is Falcon, one used to make the rail guns, but also this fires the coil-induced rounds. It's like an energy weapon, though it's an SMG. So, it's everyone's favorite. So, this also has, being an energy weapon, has all the undersling attachments you can put on. So you can put on a shotgun, or a rocket, grenade launchers, the shield, that sort of stuff. I'm going to put this in, always include in the loadouts. Next up is the General Sniper Rifle, the P8. It's okay for sniper rifles, I guess. It's not exactly really exceptional. It's it acts like a breech loading, or not a breech loading. It acts like a muzzle loading weapon or a bolt lock weapon. It has no magazine. It's 1 round per, and you shoot with it. Me personally, I think the other sniper rifles are better. Could it use a buff? Yeah, but I think if you're gonna go snipers, unless you really want to go with the classic, I'm gonna put this in the D. Don't even bother with it. Next up is the SAR, Squad Automatic Weapon, Rifle NFC. Yeah, SA, it's a SAR, not a SA. Anyways, this is the dual faction or non-faction machine gun. So fairly good. A machine gun, it has the underbarrel attachment and stuff like that. If you want fire, this is really good. The thing is, though, there's no single fire option. It's either full auto or burst. So, yeah, it's still a fairly competent squad machine gun. So, if there's room in the budget, put that right there. And next is the grenade launcher. So, the grenade launcher, it's a grenade launcher. The one thing is, unlike the other grenades, you can't exactly put specific weapon types in it. I think that's a downside to it. Put this under C category. Some people probably argue it's at least B or A. But I really think it should have possibly just have different weapon types or ammunition types, like incendiary, corrosive, and shock. That would make it really great. Here's a weapon that's often misused. It is the C30I autocannon, also a flat cannon. Now, it's supposed to be an anti-vehicle weapon. It's really great against aircraft. Common view, especially on Townhauser, is basically looking at the ports on this as a locust is about ready to rain death on you. So this is the only thing between you and that. But I see so many people try to use it as an anti-personal weapon. You can probably find one of my videos where I did, but that's on a mech. That was more of an anti-vehicle loadout. It's not an anti-personal weapon. It's good against aircraft and it's good against vehicles. Definitely put this in the if there's room in the budget. And next we got the grenades. Don't underestimate grenades. I know it's really hard to kind of figure out which grenades are. What you got the smart grenades, it's balanced. You got the screen grenades, which actually acts as throwable mines, and then you got the proximity ones. Well, they're actually the place ones. There's also proximity fuse. A lot of people miss. So grenades aren't always include. Always include them in your loadouts. That's all there is to be said. Okay, now we'll go on to the true ULA weapons. So, basically, the other ULA weapons, the sonic knife and the plasma 5PH, those ones, well, one of them's not even in the game yet. And the other one is kind of available both factions. So, first up is the UDP. It's a pistol. That's pretty much it. I was thinking maybe it could use a buff, but yeah, I guess it could use a buff. I mean, it's hard to compete with the Hand of God. So, right there. Next up is the ULA SMG, the TA. AIA TA. Now, basically, SMG is pretty good. Probably always carry an SMG in the sidearm if you're not going up with the multi-tool. But yeah, if you have abilities, the question is, compared to all the other SMGs, I say don't underestimate an SMG in Fall First, they're really good. But I'm putting kind of low categories. Please, good. Next is the ULA shotgun. It's just a single shotgun. I mean, this is supposed to be like a pump action shotgun, but it kind of like the double barrel shotgun kind of does a lot better with that than the ULA one. So I'll put this in the D. Don't even bother with it. So the ASG-10, D category. All right. Coming up next, here it is, the DK-11. It's a good rifle. Being a faction rifle, it has all the undersling attachments, so very versatile. If there's room in the budget, put it in there. Next list is the ULA energy weapon, the DK-31. I think the specialist gets this. As far as energy weapons goes, I see a lot of people, they usually just use the FKR, because FKR is, oh sorry, not the FKR. They usually use the GU-34. GU-34, this gun, it's an energy gun, has all the underbarrel attachments, and is a lot better in fire modes and everything else. This one has like a charge mode. You, instead of recoil, you just wait between shots for a more powerful shot. Easy C category, if not D category, but versatility I'll put in the C, could use a buff. Next up is the ULA machine gun, the TS-20. TS-20, it's pretty much like your squad automatic weapon. It has semi-fire and I think 4-round burst. It's a good machine gun. If there's room for the budget, put it in there. Next up is the ULA the TS-20 sniper rifle. TS-20 sniper rifle, it's a good sniper rifle. It's better than the P7. If you want to do sniping and you're on the ULA side, the side of the Uni League, instead of the AIA, you probably go with this right there. And last but not least is what ULA is very famous for, railguns. The Falcon RID shoulder-mounted railgun that is deployed. Pretty much just, it ends any vehicle. It ends people. It can even end aircraft. Countermeasures don't work on this thing because it's not a lock-on missile. It just shoots you. So if you're in a vehicle, keep moving, stay behind cover, or else this will shred you. If you're infantry, it will shred you. And they said they're going to patch up the 4-round bug, where you can shoot all 4 shots, the magazine, which is one more than the vehicle version. I guess it's a lighter damage, but still does a lot. It kills on 3. Yeah, this is in the S category. Super OP, please nerf. I don't know. I still like using the railgun, but it is the ULA's most powerful weapon for a reason. Now you get to fight well for the Emperor with the AIA's weapon, starting with their pistol, the EVP. EVP, it's okay for a pistol, I guess. Don't know if that's a 2-round shot, 1-round shot. Well, you look at my AIA Weapons Overview video and you'll see it. You can decide for yourself whether it's okay or not. I think I would go with the Hand of God over this, so easily. Next up is the SMG. Now, the AIA's P4. Now, funny thing is, I kind of like the P4, at least aesthetic-wise, but when talking on Discord, I think something came up that they said, out of all the SMGs, this is the worst SMG. So, if you can go with SMGs, it's, I believe it's cheaper than the gas. I'll look at my overview video, but probably not. So I do like this. But we'll put this in the C. Could use a buff. Okay, here we go. ULA AIA's shotgun, the S77. It's an automatic shotgun. What more is there to say? Easy, always include in the loadout. It's a shotgun in the game. Can't go wrong with shotguns. Coming next is the AIA's weapon, the P6I packs. P6I, it's okay for assault rifles. Kind of meh compared to the other ones. I guess according to lore, it's supposed to be the aging man of the AIA. It's old flat. This is this one's been around for a while. I'll put this in like, I guess it's C. Could use a buff. Next is the AIA's probably most famous weapon, the EVR plasma weapon. It's basically it's an energy weapon, light bolts and heavy bolts. It's prone to overheat, but it packs a punch. You can take out vehicles with the heavy bolts in this thing. It's real good weapon. This is probably the best AIA weapon, so I'm going to say super OP, please nerf. The saying goes, there's nothing hotter than anti-air plasma. And that is anti-air plasma. It's what everyone in the AFF galaxy wants. So Coming up next is the AIA Sniper. The 9R. Now the 9R is unique because it uses the charge firing mode. So charge firing mode is if you wait between shots, it comes with more powerful shot knockback. More powerful shot has flash damage on this. And this is one of the few weapons that can, one-hit snipe kill. So, yeah, put this in A tier, always including loadouts. Coming up next is the AIA's minigun, MGA. I will say the funny thing about this is it has a 5-round burst, though it's kind of like a 6-round burst or something like that. But still a really, really good squad out attack weapon. It does more damage per shot, a little bit heavy on the recoil, but you can saturate an area of this thing. Always including loadouts. Last but not least is the AIA's anti-vehicle weapon, the HSW MLA. So missile launcher infantry, this shoots that missile launchers, a little bit my overview, how to demonstrate. It's a weapon you have to learn how to use. There's a little bit of break zone, close range, just one missile, and then it breaks off into like 6. So still gets distracted by ULA's flares, so I'm not exactly sure how the 6 different ones is a lot different compared to the ULA's. It has a passive countermeasure that reactive ones like the drones that shoot down the missiles, so multiple missiles can be more effective. It does its job. I do see a lot of people resorting to the C-30I for anti-vehicle weapons on the AIA side. This one has missile locks, so it's really great at scaring away vehicles, but then when you can't scary, you can't destroy them. You're going to shoot this at infantry. Well, it's not an anti-infantry weapon, but you need a dumbfire, and when dumbfire is going to split up into 7 munitions, I'll put this in C category. Could use a buff. So, there we go. The Angels Fall First Weapons Tier list. So, what do you think? Do you agree with this? Don't agree with this? You can comment on my lack of video skills, especially in doing a simple video like making a tier list. Anyways, leave your comments in below. And also, little note, there's a update coming out for the game. There's going to be a new map, Raho, I think it's called. And there's a map has some cool features like moving train that's going to run people over if they cross the tracks without looking both ways. See you next time on Angels Fall First. Have a good day.